Okay, guys, we're back, and yeah, we had a double fail today. This never happened before. Basically, the first time we wanted to change the game, and suddenly we were not logged into the EA bullshit account, whatever. The second time, for some reason, the live stream decided to copy the previous live stream from a few weeks ago instead of the today's one. So yeah, it's been going like shit. So, but we're gonna stay true and do what we intended to do today. Anyway, although sadly we're not gonna have as much time as we were originally meant to. But now we're starting, and yeah, let's go on with the High Republic era.
All right, let's just dive straight into it. All right,
Yeah.
where did we stop? I think we stopped at the whiteboard, right?
Well, yeah, let's just say that immediately when the High Republic era was announced, I mean, when the trailer came out, we immediately saw the whiteboard, which was an immediate red flag regarding that, because it had they were talking about diversity about 3 times on the whiteboard, anti-war, and all sorts of bullshit doesn't really fit in with Star Wars. So that's when it all became much more complicated. Although honestly, before we even saw that, the concept art and the designs for the High Republic era seemed really promising, honestly. It really looked good, and let's just say that they originally, if I remember correctly, they said that the High Republic era was going to be about 400 years before the Battle of Yavin. In the end, it ended up being 200 years before the Battle of Yavin, so it means it's about 180 years before the prequel trilogy. And honestly, regarding the differences in designs and lightsabers and everything, I think that was an extremely stupid decision.
Yeah, I think that's a bit too close. You know,
Yeah.
they should have just kept it 400 years and maybe even move it to 5 or whatever.
Yeah, it maybe even should have been about 800 years before the Battle
Yeah,
of
there's no
Yavin.
mistake about that. That's for sure.
It simply looks too similar, and it begs the question, why did they have so many different types of lightsabers in the High Republic era, yet in the prequels they're all having traditional lightsabers, no cross guards and stuff like that, basically. Not to mention the newly designed cross guards with the, I think it's lightsaber resistance metal on it, like prick or Beskar, whatever. I don't know, honestly. But yeah. So it started promisingly, but the High Republic era so far, as far as we can see, is a complete shit show. It's fucking horrible in the end, sadly. And at least in our heads, it could have really worked well if they simply made it to actually be like the golden age of the Old Republic. I mean, not the Old Republic. Technically, the Old Republic era is from 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin to 1000 BBY. That is the actual Old Republic era. This, aka, let's just call it the High Republic era, could have been from, let's say, 1000 BBY to maybe 200 BBY. Or something like that, maybe. Although the designs seem too different from the traditional Jedi we see in the Clone Wars and in the prequels. So, I don't know what to think about it anymore. It simply could have been much better regarding that and had more sense, especially because of all the different lightsabers, Jedi designs and philosophies or whatever. But at the same time, the era is woke. It's woke as fuck, and that is a huge no-no, if you ask us.
Yeah, the thing is, if you just look at the characters that they wrote.
Yeah, that they wrote, you can already see by the trailers. Remember what they said in the newest trailer? The Force itself, as if the Jedi of the High Republic are using something that others could not. They use the Force itself. Wow. No shit. No shit. Also, it's basically some fans have been asking for the Old Republic era for a while, and this is a discount Old Republic era in a way. Basically, it's sure reminiscent of it, but simply 10 times worse, or even more. let's be honest, the Old Republic era it's perfection. When you watch George Lucas's Star Wars, the original trilogy and the prequels together, this is a perfect mix of those two, but simply 4,000 years before everything. The technology looks really different. It's really unique in a way, and it feels like the Old Republic era on its own. While it's a mix between the prequels and the originals, it's at the same time has, let's say, worse technology in a way. I don't know how to describe it. Like, for example, you have those streets of Taurus. They're all shitty and broken up, and you have some power couplings blasting from the walls and, cracked walls. It really has that feel of the Old Republic. And when they created KOTOR and Star Wars and SWTOR MMORPG, they did a perfect job regarding the designs of the ships, of the Jedi in the armor, and I don't know what to say about it. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, I think it was just flawless how they did it. Even though it's a different design in the Old Republic era, it still feels Star Wars, and, it's just right on the money.
Basically. Especially the Hammerhead cruisers.
Oh, yeah.
Those were bloody amazing. And honestly, when I look at the High Republic now, despite the wokeness and the bullshit, and especially how the authors are treating the fans, despite all that, I like the designs. They're not bad designs. Although, regarding the lightsabers, some are simply, they overdid it. Too much. Unpractical. The lightsabers are simply unpractical, and those crossguard variants of them opening up or whatever, very unnecessary. And also, at the same time, why weren't they then in the prequels? It creates that difference and that problem at the same time. But I don't know. The designs are okay, really. They could have been better if it was, pushed back further.
If it was somebody else writing it. But
yeah, it could have been better if someone else was writing it, basically. That's all we can say. And honestly, if it's the era of peace, there shouldn't be any, galactic conflicts and stuff like that.
But the thing is, if you don't have a conflict, that you don't really have a story.
You don't have a story. You need a villain for a good story, basically.
So what they did there is they literally just chose the wrong era, and that's it.
We could say that. But at the same time, I'm really thankful that they're not touching the Old Republic era.
Yes, I like it just the way it is.
Because regarding the High Republic, I could just pretend that it doesn't exist. And that's good enough for me. And I'm not really even going to touch it. After all, one of the authors, if I'm not mistaken, or that Christina, or whatever her name is, she doesn't want us white males to buy it.
Oh yeah, and I'm happily gonna just
Oblige.
listen to her and yeah.
Yep. Same way EA said about Battlefield 5.
Was it Battlefield 5?
Battlefield
Yeah, I
V.
believe it is. Yeah.
Battlefield V, basically.
We all know what that stands for.
Yep. That's what it stands for. So yeah, we're definitely not even going to touch that era. You guys, sorry for some of you if you guys like it or whatever, but we're not going to do any videos on that. We're not even going to do critiques on it. All we're going to do is shit talk it in live streams because we don't want to waste our times on talking about stuff we don't like. Sorry about that. My voice kind of went out for a moment.
Your voice is always shit. All right.
Okay, we have a donation by Golden Age Majestic. Thank you very much for $5, mate. It really
Thanks
means
a lot.
We have had a rough patch, and we're trying to get out of it, especially since 2020 is over. So anyway, I know you guys have been accused by Antifa, but what do you really feel about John Boyega and his circumstances with Disney? Well, Disney did misrepresent his character. Honestly, it felt like he was becoming a Jedi, and as far as we've heard, John Boyega thought that as well. In a way, it was part of the deal, if I'm not mistaken. And I know they didn't put him on the Chinese posters, for example. He was like...
Yeah, cut out of the picture.
Yeah, he was in the back. And honestly, from a business standpoint, that makes complete sense. Because if the Chinese don't want him there, they're simply going to do what the public wants, basically. And if you ask us, it's not our place to think for people from different cultures. and the way they think about it. But at the same time, it's not okay because they're preaching something else while doing something differently. So he was really mistreated as a character. I mean, his character was mistreated, and he didn't really get the justice he deserved. He was honestly one of the best parts of The Force Awakens, despite how much I didn't like it. He was. He was one of the best parts. Regarding the Fantifa and those idiots, they can really go to hell, because as far as we know, they call everyone who disagrees with them on anything the same thing they called us. So their opinions really mean nothing, basically. And no one should really care what they think. They can go to hell, as far as we're concerned.
Well, let's just go ahead and stop it at that.
Yeah, fuck them. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah, the shorter version.
yeah, basically. And also, they can call us anything they want. It doesn't make it true, and imagine if we cared what everyone thinks about us. Where would we be? Where would anyone on Earth be if they actually cared what anyone thinks about them? It's not important. Okay, so let's go through some comments here for a moment. Oh, Quicksilver, yeah. I didn't get your latest message on Discord, but we're gonna talk in a few days. Don't worry about it. Okay, just so you know. Okay, let's go on with the High Republic era. I can't remember where we were at. The wokeness, the Christina bullshit that happened. Yeah, we actually made a post about her on our community post. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but we regularly post stuff there. It's like since we're not able to upload as much as we used to because our video edits take a lot of time, we put out a lot of posts and stuff from behind the scenes or other videos that we work on. The latest one is for our Crossroads Inn channel. It came out today. It's a Lego tavern. I don't know if you guys like those things, like cantinas, inns, taverns. We really like them, and we made a World of Warcraft based one, so you can see it on our second channel. It's on the community tab. Nonetheless, we made a post regarding the High Republic drama stuff, and it's basically Lucasfilm once again attacking its customers and disrespecting its customers for no apparent reason at all this time. Basically, I think she's the author or whatever, or the new host for the High Republic show or whatever, that Christina woman, whatever her name is. Basically, she's trying to fight racism with racism. Because if you're white, you're bad.
But that's not how we're gonna win.
Rose Tico, is that Rose Tico?
Yes.
Crap.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, Rose Tico lines don't make sense either. At all. But, yeah, she's basically gonna fight racism with racism. If you're white, you're bad. Apparently, by her standards. By her posts. Not that I care, but by her posts, she's obviously racist. I don't like accusing people of stuff like that because it's really been watered down, but saying that we're all bad simply because we're born with white skin is ridiculous. And what's even worse is, as far as I'm concerned, she can think whatever she wants. The problem is Lucasfilm is endorsing that. They're okay with that, but simply reverse the skin color or the gender, and suddenly it's a huge problem and everything is burning. It's unbelievable. So Lucasfilm is supporting that, as you can see in the community post that we posted last week. We simply put the images that we screenshot from their posts, so we're not trying to fool anyone or whatever. And it's unbelievable. They're simply supporting her treatment of their fans, who are now not gonna buy their books, like us. I don't know. Me and Todd, we remember the good old days. Both of us are 24 years old, and we already remember the good old days when the customers were always right. And honestly, it was much better then. Because just imagine if all of us were happy with Star Wars, or most of us, at least. Just imagine that. That is what the good old days would have been, because we lived through them. We used to be happy with Star Wars. This is out of their... They are completely out of their mind. I don't know what to say. It's... Why would you do that to your customers? Why is race or skin color related to Star Wars content in any way, shape, or form? Why are we even talking about such bullshit when it doesn't matter?
You know, it's funny though, like, after they say things like that, and after people actually listen to them and don't buy it, like they did with Battlefield 5, then they're like, oh, it's your problem because you didn't buy it, but, like...
No, it's basically blame white people again.
Yes.
Blame white males. I remember what happened with Battlefront 5.
You mean Battlefield?
Battlefield,
Yeah.
sorry. I remember what happened with it. They blamed us again. I mean, not specifically us, but all of us as fans, if we're white males, of course. Then we're to blame because we didn't buy their shitty products, which they didn't want us to buy in the first place because we're racist by being born. Yeah, well done, Lucasfilm. And yet people still wonder why we won't ever support them. I simply, it's unbelievable, honestly. People still wonder the same stuff. Too bad. The High Republic era could have been something really fun and interesting. But now, as far as we're concerned, it doesn't exist. We're not going to follow it. We're not going to watch any shows that come from it. We're not going to play any games from it. Simply because of principle.
You know, they had really good examples on which to focus their, High Republic on.
Definitely.
But they just kind of ignored that and just went their separate way.
But at the same time, it's a good thing because they're not touching the precious Old Republic.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's like the best news ever. Although sadly, we think that movies on the Old Republic are coming, which isn't really a good thing, if you ask me. I don't know. And yeah, as far as I can see in the comments, yeah, EA is one of the worst. They are one of the worst. If it was any other company, at least I hope so, we would have gotten many more games instead of, how many was it? For 9 years now. It's been 9 years. Yeah, since 2012, we've gotten 3 games. No, I don't even count Squadrons. That's like a discount Starfighter game. It's garbage. 4 games, let's say. 4 games in 9 years. We used to get 4 games a year when it was LucasArts.
Yeah, and Pandemic Studios and everything. I remember.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, High Republic was a wasted opportunity to make something truly new and unique. And despite the cool designs, the Starfighters, the, what do they call them, the Nile, are they like some new type of villains there? It's really not going to work when they shove their politics into it. And the worst part is they said that if you don't agree with their politics, that you shouldn't buy their books. And that you're not going to enjoy the High Republic era.
Fine by me.
I'm
not going to buy their shit.
Yeah. It's completely fine by us, but then they're going to blame us for not buying it. It's ironic. And guess what? People disagree with that crap. Some do, some don't. It's fine. Who cares? I don't care if they support people like Christina. I really don't. But I don't want to be blamed for not buying their crap in the end, and I don't want the fans being blamed for the same thing as well, because honestly, without the fans, there would be no Star Wars at all. It wouldn't have survived for 40 years. Yeah, we're always to blame. We're always the people in the basement living with our mothers and our grandmothers or whatever they call us. Ridiculous. It's bloody ridiculous regarding that.
Thing is, it's the people from the basement that give them their money. So
yeah, us.
Thing is, like, they're a corporation and they should be thinking like one.
Well, they are, but they're not. But sadly, they're obviously not interested in making money at all.
It's the modern way of being corporate.
Oh, you mean big tech, censorship? Fuck the fans, fuck the customers, brainwash people. Yeah, that's the modern way of that. Sadly, instead of actually making stuff that people are gonna buy and love and remember fondly. It's really a miracle that Battlefront turned out the way it did. Because it did have a shitty start, honestly. But
the thing is, and then they cut support for it.
Oh yeah. And
And I believe people still keep bashing them from that, and they should be bashing them.
yeah, because it's EA. Did EA ever do anything the right way? Or
If you
was
look
it
at about
always
10 years ago, then yes, but
Well, true, but it was always some scummy corporate move.
yeah.
You know. Before starting this live stream, we rewatched some of the trailers for the High Republic era. You know, and the first one with the white chalkboard and all that crap. Basically, the first guy that's talking, they in about 30 seconds, they mentioned how different and the word diverse about 4 times from about 3 different people. 4 times in the first 30 seconds of the trailer how diverse and different it is. Those people are obsessed with bragging, or I don't know what to call it, bragging about how different they are and how accepting or whatever. Yet when you look at their Twitter account, you can see truly how accepting they are with their, you know what, comments about these and those people. The ists, the isms, the phobes. That's how it goes. That's their tolerance, or whatever you call it, sadly.
Or should we say intolerance?
Intolerance, yeah. I mean, the first 30 seconds are talking about the differences. And honestly, let's be fair, guys. When your best friends, and your friends in general, you're friends with people who you agree with and who you're good with most of the time, with whom you have similar interests and stuff like that. Me and Todd, we've been friends for, how much has it been? 17 or 18 years? Like, since grade 1, primary school?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we've been best friends for that long, and that's because we had similar interests when we started, primary school. Both of us loved Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what brought us together to be friends in the first place, for example. We had similar interests, and people always, make friends with people with whom they agree with or have similar interests. It's not a bad thing, it's normal. People stick with people who they feel comfortable with. Yet these people are bragging about being so different and virtue signaling about that doesn't make you a good person, or a bad one for that matter. It's just unnecessary stupidity. I mean, people shouldn't even think that way. Hey, look, I'm friends with this guy, and he's this type of minority. That's a lot of crap. You should be friends with who you want to be friends with, who you enjoy being friends with. It doesn't matter who they are, what they are. It's simply idiotic. Yeah, the High Republic is based on stuff like that. Actually, Anthony, on the 28th was my anniversary with my girlfriend. It's been 7 years with us, so yeah, think about that. I know you guys would always, you'd love to think about us as the Virgin's Cantina, but no. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. No, honestly, we're just best friends, and we've been doing this for years, and in the end we simply started a channel together because we love this stuff. It was accidental, honestly. But it did change our lives. Instead of getting some shitty job that we never wanted to get, working in a hospital, because we did finish medical school, we ended up making this stuff, and it's really been quite a ride, with a lot of problems, honestly, but it's been fun.
Yeah, it looks like every year's got its own problem.
Every single one, to our disbelief. Honestly, it's unbelievable. Every single year there's a threat that's gonna destroy your YouTube channel. For 5 years now, straight. Unbelievable, every single time. So yeah, anyway, what else do we even have to talk about the High Republic era? Apart from the designs, I honestly know nothing about the characters because I wasn't interested at all. Although I did see some posts on Facebook regarding the Light Whip character. Do you know anything about that?
So as far as I've read, she seems to have become a Jedi Knight by the age of 15, and that she constructed the Light Whip lightsaber. So it's like a lightsaber, but it's a Light Whip too, and then she can change its function.
Wait, she can change it?
Yeah, she can change it. So it's like a regular lightsaber, but whenever she wants to, she can, make it a light whip. And not only that, but as far as I've read, looks like she hid it from the Jedi Order. She didn't want them to know for some reason. So yeah, that's also.
Oh, so that's why they talked about it having pieces of a lightsaber that are regular lightsabers but cut off or something like that to make a light whip.
Possibly.
Inside of the light whip or whatever. Honestly, I think they're really overkilling it with the types of lightsabers in the High Republic era. You have that crossguard lightsaber that opens up, if you know about it. Basically opens up the crossguard on two sides and has a blade in between the crossguards. No, it's like metal crossguards with laser pointers in between that make up the lightsaber crossguard of it. And for some reason, that simply feels like an overkill. I think it was completely fine to have the crossguard lightsaber with the metal crossguard, the lightsaber resistant metal. That was completely enough for the era, especially since they're making it be 200 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be that special of a difference.
Yeah, but this way, they already... I don't know how many different types they made, but you already have that metal crossguard lightsaber. You have the one that opens up with the blade and the metal.
And now you have the light whip too, which can be a lightsaber too. So it's
yeah, you have the light whip that can change from lightsaber to light whip. It's simply overkilling it, and I don't know, everything they do, everything they take from the expanded universe, it feels like they always cheapen it up, like quite a bit. It's always a discount version. It's always cheap, in a way. I remember some fans made fan art on the High Republic stuff, and it looked 10 times better than their concept art. Because over there, women looked like women and men looked like men, for example. And generally, the design was much better.
Not with the crazy haircuts, that's for sure.
Yeah, the crazy feminist bullshit haircuts. That was just... It was obvious what they were aiming at. These modern... I mean... Remember when they call Star Wars a Western? Well, they said that this was going to be some, like, Jedi Ranger stuff, like in the Outer Rim or whatever. And honestly, they should focus on Star Wars being more Star Wars and less Earth. Or, for that matter, America. You know, it's always... Star Wars should be Star Wars. It shouldn't be based on Earth. Too much. We have too many problems in real life, so don't bring them up into Star Wars, into fiction. When it can be clean of this world and simply pure imagination and good storytelling designs.
Yeah, just let it be its own thing.
Well, that's what it used to be. I remember I was blown away when I played Knights of the Old Republic 1 for the first time. I was absolutely blown away by the era. I mean, I remember getting onto Dantooine for the first time, and it was so different, yet so similar to George Lucas's episodes 1 to 6 in the Clone Wars and everything.
It's just amazing how much effort has been put into those games.
It was mind-blowing. For example, seeing the Dantooine Jedi Council, it was weird. At the same time, it had pieces of the original trilogy era, and yet it felt like the prequels at the same time. I mean, let's see. Dantooine Jedi Council obviously reminds you of the prequels. Then you have the Ebon Hawk, which reminds you of the Millennium Falcon. And all those mixes together, along with many new designs and concepts in the entire era, they simply made perfection. It's the most creative and unbelievable Star Wars era to date. I mean, apart from George Lucas's stuff. It's undisputable that he's the master. Let's be fair regarding that. So yeah, I don't know. The Old Republic is perfection, if you ask me. The Hammerhead cruisers, the Sith from that era. I mean, Kreia, Darth Treya. That's all I need to say. One of the best Star Wars characters to date, and the most one
of the most complex characters, well written and everything that goes with it.
And the most interesting part there is that she's only seen in Knights of the Old Republic and mentioned in other sources. So basically, her only appearance is KOTOR 2, and yet she made such an impact that it's unbelievable. The philosophy of her, it was such a deep character for a game. Sadly, I don't think we're ever going to relive something as awesome as Kreia again through video games or anything. Sadly. I think that a Star Wars show that they announced, Star Wars Acolyte, is going to be based in the High Republic era, if I'm not mistaken.
High Republic or Old Republic?
High Republic, I think.
Oh, good.
And that Leslie Headland, whatever her name is, the Harvey Weinstein pedo secretary, or whatever she was, is going to work on it, and you already know what you can expect with it. And it really suits the High Republic era to bring her into that, if you ask me. You bring idiots to idiots. Oh, the screen's a bit cut off as far as I can see.
Oh, really?
I didn't even notice it.
Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and fix that for a second. No, actually, it seems to be okay. Yeah, it seems to be okay.
I don't know why it's cut off here. Look.
Yeah, let me switch over to this, and then get back to the game. Tell me how it is right now.
Yeah, now it's good.
Ah, perfect.
That's the way it should be.
Perfect.
Okay. Anyway, let's go on. We should go through the comments a bit. We missed quite a lot. Why do these corporations care so much about diversity? They're pushing a narrative. Let's just say that. There's something behind that, and we don't really want to talk about that here because we can get in trouble by YouTube and stuff like that. But look into it, and it's really... You'll find out about it really easily, why they're pushing it. But it has a purpose. It's not a good one, but, you know, we just want to keep this safe for us, you know, in order to not lose the channel or whatnot. You know, how it goes, the censorship and stuff like that. The Bad Batch will probably be the only new Star Wars I'll watch. At least the characters were interesting. We actually agree with that. The Bad Batch is probably the only thing I'm kind of looking forward to. I like the trailer. I like the new clone trooper types. Actually, they're technically clone stormtroopers, which really excites me in a way. I always wanted to see the Star Wars Purge comics and, you know, the Dark Times comics in you know, live, I mean, not live action, but in a series or something like that. But I was never too interested in the Bad Batch characters. But since Dave Filoni's doing it, it could be really interesting. Let's just hope it keeps to the Clone Wars formula and simply focuses on the characters and story. If they do that and push nothing into it, we're gonna love it. I can already tell that. So yeah, hopefully it goes that way. Okay, let's see what else we have in the comments. Did you guys know that KOTOR 2 was a deconstruction of the Star Wars franchise? I think we heard something about it, if I'm not mistaken. I think the screen's once again cut off for some reason on the stream.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just switched over to the other thing.
Yep. It happens, but it's okay.
Looks like it's fine over here.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what's happening.
You can see it's just perfect over here.
Honestly, this live stream is probably the least successful one we did. I mean, we already started it before this one and screwed something up. And then after we started another one and screwed it up again. So this is basically the third time we tried the live stream tonight.
You know what they say, it's just that kind of a day.
Yeah, it's not really been going well. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else we have. Well, DJ Cope, we used to trust Dave Filoni, but we've come to the conclusion that we should never simply put our faith into any person at all. Because he's human, he can disappoint us as well. So, I mean, we saw this interview with... It was actually not an interview. He had some feminist speech and stuff like that. And basically was pandering to the, the people that don't care about Star Wars and stuff like that, about women, blah, blah, blah. And, he kind of disappoints you when he says stuff like that, but at the same time, he's doing much better than anyone else at Lucasfilm. When he does Star Wars, he focuses simply on the story and the way George Lucas taught him, which is something I greatly respect more and more as the days go by, because of the way Lucasfilm is today. So, as long as he keeps his politics to himself and doesn't push it into the product, fine with me. I don't care what he believes. Just do the things you do the way you do them. So if he does that, Bad Batch will be fine. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Did we see the LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga mods that have been made recently?
Nope.
Wait, is that game out?
No, he's talking about the Complete Saga, not the Skywalker
the
Saga.
Complete Saga. Actually, I didn't see them. I'd love to see them, because the Complete Saga and the Clone Wars Lego Clone Wars are some of the best.
We're gonna have to look into that and see what they made.
Oh yeah, by the way, are you guys gonna play the Skywalker Saga Lego? Because I don't know what to think about it. It's Lego. I loved Lego, but I skipped on Lego The Force Awakens because I simply didn't want to play the sequels.
Well, I mean, what you can do is you can play the the original 6 and then just cut it there.
True. Yeah, why not? But I don't know. It simply didn't attract me that much like it used to. I remember playing the shit out of the Lego Clone Wars game. All those battlefield modes when you command the whole army. That was awesome, I remember. Yes, Gina Carano for life, of course. She, honestly, simply because of her, I'm gonna watch her series when it comes out. Simply because of her. Not because I love The Mandalorian. Not because I'm very interested into the Disney canon or anything. Just simply because of her. Because I really respect what she's been doing. Yeah, Gina Carano is awesome. Now those idiots on Twitter can go to hell regarding that as well. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, this is a short stream because it's 2 a.m. here, and it didn't go really as planned as we planned this live stream to go. We had some difficulties, and if I'm correct, I think you guys have some static in the live stream for some reason.
Yeah, it's just been...
You know when you have some of those days.
It's just one of those days, when everything goes wrong.
Basically. I mean, we remember our first live stream, we were supposed to start it. We scheduled it for about, 11 p.m. or something like that, so you guys could see it in your time zone. And the mic went off. It simply broke and started a huge static on it. We couldn't take it out, and... simply bad luck, and sadly it's happened again for some reason.
Yeah, it just keeps happening. It looks like I'm going to have to just reinstall Windows and sort out all the issues.
Oh, look what it looks like we have some guy from our neighboring country, from Croatia, and we're really glad.
There.
Hello there. We're really glad that you enjoy our content and that it relaxes you, because... Well, it should relax someone. It doesn't relax us, sadly, because we make it. When you watch the same video for about 50 times until it's finally done and everything's the way you want it to be, you kind of get sick of watching it.
Yeah, you just get tired of hearing your own voice.
You do feel satisfied when you put it out and when it's done and you can tick it off on your
Yeah, on your to-do list.
but sadly you can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, you got to give it like a year so you can watch it again.
Yep. Anyway, guys, this was a really short stream. We really don't have much time. It's 2 a.m. We gotta go have some other things to do.
Yeah, plus I'm getting up tomorrow early. I got an airsoft game coming up, so.
Yep, and I gotta work and edit some new videos for you guys that you haven't seen before. Sadly, it is the way it is. This hasn't been going great today, but I hope you enjoy it for what it was. We're not really satisfied the way it went, but we did what we said we were gonna do anyway.
Yeah, at least we kept our word.
Yeah.
No matter how shitty it was.
We were actually thinking about quitting today's stream when we failed for 2 times in a row regarding it, but we simply wanted to do it because we promised ourselves. So we hoped you all enjoyed it for what it was. It was crap. Sorry about that.
Yeah, hopefully the next one's going to be better. You know, it's funny that I was just watching at him and like, you know what? Let's just screw this. And in the end, we just decided to
yeah, honestly,
anyway.
We're going to try and bring some people in for the next live streams. Most likely it's going to be Star Wars Elseworlds. We've been talking to him, and yeah, maybe even Matt Wilkins and Ryan Kinnell from RK Outpost. Depends on when we're going to do it with them, just so we know. So thank you everyone for being here with us, and see you in our next stream and our other videos. And also, by the way, for all of you that are still here, we didn't upload anything for 2 months on a second channel because we simply couldn't make it. Everything was going really badly. And we're starting once again. We uploaded today, so make sure to check it out and see what you think. It's a Lego video for World of Warcraft. So yeah, the Crossroads Inn, check it out, linked in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. God bless you, and that's about it.
See you guys in the next one, hopefully a better one.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Dobra.